let's go over a bit about just some advanced Pokemon techniques. So let's say you want to go beyond collecting and you want to take on gyms easily. What are some of the best ways to actually power up the team? Because the game plays a lot different than it did on Game Boy and DS, where you caught a Pokemon, you raised it, you got maybe trained it with some machines. In this case, it's more like almost like trading cards.
Yeah,
I mean, you still train it, right? You have to train it at a gym.
You don't train the Pokemon though. I mean, you're just training up your own level and you're making the gym levels higher. To be honest, this game is
It doesn't
a lot
affect
like...
my little monsters at all?
No.
Oh, that seems weird.
No, it's really weird. It's more like you're
Yet another reason why I
harvesting
don't
them.
go to gyms.
It's kind of like remember when the Americans in the Wild West, they hunted down all the buffalo and
This is already going
killed them
spectacularly.
all and took their skin and their skulls and they piled up the skulls into big piles. It's kind of like that because your objective here is to catch as many as possible, and then you need to turn them into candy. In order to power up your Pokemon, you have to turn these Pokemon into candy. So you take them to the professor and you transfer them. And he doesn't exactly describe what happens when you transfer them, but you put in a Pokemon, and out comes a piece of Pokemon candy.
I think he grinds them up.
And then you feed that candy to the other Pokemon of the same type. So it's definitely got this auto cannibalism thing going on here. And then after you've powered them up to a certain degree, you can evolve them, or you can evolve them and then power them up, and they become a larger, monster-ish, much more powerful version of the same Pokemon.
Well,
but then you need a lot more candy to do that.
Relatives. They've basically taken on every single power that their relatives had and ate them in the form of candy.
But the weird thing is, you can't. If you find the big, powerful Pokemon in the wild, you trade them in for the same amount of candy as the small little weak ones. So it's kind of like you're thinning out the herd by killing all the weak buffalo off.
Darwinism, man.
Yeah, in a way, if you
Survival
have
of the fittest, bro.
If you have a Pidgey and a Pidgeotto in the same Pokestop, you're better off just getting the Pidgey and using less Pokeballs.
It's easier to catch the Pidgey. You get the same amount of candy and experience for it. And when you get that Pidgey into your inventory, it's easier to evolve the Pidgey because it only takes 12 candies to evolve a Pidgey, whereas it takes 25 or 50, I think, to turn a Pidgeotto into a Pidgeot. So you're better off just thinning out the weak parts of the herd.
The other night,
It's a little grim.
I had a bunch of Pokemon ready to evolve, and I dropped one of the lucky eggs and just hit evolve in all of them because I guess then you get double XP.
Yeah.
And it was sort of weird because I was like, I'm growing all these Pokemon, but I have no intention of keeping 8 of them, and they're all getting transferred after they're being evolved.
Yeah, I know that the fastest way to level up in the game is to just sever your emotional connection to any of these little monsters.
But I've named them.
Crack a lucky egg.
But I love some of them, like Lil Kim.
Evolve them and cut them off. Evolve them and grind them up.
And carry
Evolve them and grind them up.
And carry the nickname to the new Pokemon that you're actually keeping for as long as you want.
And the reason you do this is because you're trying to boost your own trainer level. Every time you evolve one of these Pokemon, you get 500 experience points. You get 1,000 if you cracked a Lucky Egg, because Lucky Egg doubles all your experience points. But the Lucky Egg only lasts 30 minutes. So in that interval, you need to evolve and grind down as many Pokemon as possible to boost your trainer level. And the reason you do that is, as your trainer level goes up, you automatically find stronger and stronger Pokemon. So that's the best way to advance the game, is just to do that.